Hello, this is Norbert. I would like to present you the new release gmoccapy. It's a 2.1. So you may ask yourself why we have a jump from 1.6 to 2.1. That's because gmoccapy has changed completely under the hood. So there are a lot of new stuff I built it in. Related to the new master branch, which is a joint access branch, has been merged into it. So we have the possibility to handle also machines which have more motors on one axis, or even having non-trivial kinematics. So at the first step you will not see much difference to the known for all who have normal machines. So let's say one motor for one axis, like a mill or a lathe would be, they will not even feel a difference. The program will just open like you can see here. You have also the jog buttons, you have all the same. What have changed in the first look is that you have now a touchscreen friendly slider. So that's not a slider in this. You have two push buttons and you can change the values. As long as you hold pushed the button, the value will increase or decrease depending on what you want. Till now I have not made the settings to go to the settings page and change the increase and decrease velocities, but I will make this very soon. So you have this for every slider, and you may have seen that we don't have anymore the max velocity over we have only a rapid override. I have been asked from many users to change this, so I decided to do it. You are now independent on jog velocity and max velocity, so you can connect here also a potentiometer or even a jog wheel. It's no problem, and you can change the values, so you can go down with the max velocity. So feed will be with the normal feed you have programmed, but as soon as you go out of the workpiece you can slow it down here with a rapid override. Okay. We have just home our machine, and you will see all is exactly the same, so you have really no difference. You can open a file like you've done anything time before, and you can run it. You have the normal tool change stuff and so on. Well, now we are out of limits, and all is exactly the same. So let's set for set value for 45. Okay. Well, now we are in the limits, and the program should run also. So you may have seen also at the touch off buttons. The touch off is also different. If we go to touch off here, you will see that you don't have anymore the buttons for x equal 0, y equals 0. So you have one push more if you set your values to 0. The advantage is that we have more place for more access, and you will see later that this place is really needed. You can set it here for -5 if you use a touch probe, for example, and you set exactly to -5. You can do that for every axis, and you will see if I call it again, the last value will every time be displayed. So this is the same. Okay, let's see really what have changed under the hood. If we call a special config, you can see you will find here gmoccapy axis joint axis. So these are all the configs you know, except that we have now a 5-axis version. So you can see we have 5 axes. This is a X, Y, Z, A, and C configuration. Before 4 axis was the limit, and now you can see also why we need the place. You can see here we have the home buttons for all axes, and if we go back and we go to the touch off buttons, we have also the touch off buttons. So the place is really crowded now, and we don't have so many places left. If you look at the design, this is a special German design I made. If you like it, you can just give me email, and I will send you the XML file. This is the Matchbox keyboard. So all this is also nothing special, because this is also identical kinematics. Let's go for a non-identical kinematics. We can begin with a very easy one. It's just a SCARA. If you go here to joint axis, you will find the gantry, and let's take a look at the gantry. A gantry is a machine with a bridge, and normally has two motors for one bridge. In this case, I have joint 1 and joint 2 connected to my bridge, the y-axis, and joint 0 is the x-axis, and joint 3 is the z-axis. You can see we are not homed, so we have no world coordinates. No, we have only joint coordinates. Okay, let's switch on the machine and let's home the machine. If we home the machine, we get also the joint coordinates, and we have here a button to switch between world and joint mode. A joint mode is really, I move with these buttons one motor, not one axis. So if I use the 1 or 2 axis in this case, because I have two motors on the y-axis, I will bring my my gantry out of square. So never use them. Normally you will only work in this. But why? I have built it in because it's dangerous on a gantry. But let's look for another configuration. Let's check what happens if you have a SCARA. A SCARA is a robot, and you can see if we take the robot, I make it a little bit bigger. This is this match, and you can see we have here our robot. So this is a robot. We have on gmoccapy exactly the same. We have 4 axes for a SCARA, and we have no DRO at the moment. We can jog the higher speed here. I will home all my axes and I get again my connections. So if we see the SCARA now, I can just tell them let's see, I hope it works. If I say G0 X0 Y0, let's see if we can do it. We can move it, see it's moving. And you will see that we have here the joint DRO. I just built it in, and have here the XYZ DRO. If we move only one axis, you can see that the DROs from the joints are moving, and you can see here they are moving moving more than one joint, even if you move only one axis. That's exactly what happened here in the preview. I hope I can do it in the way you can see it quite good. Let's go again to XY0, this one. Sec. And let's make a circle with 100mm diameter radius. So we can just say execute. So the velocity 0 is not possible, sure. Now it's working, and you can see he will make here a circle and moving several axes. And if you see again on gmoccapy, you will see also here are moving 3 joints at the same time, but we are only moving 2 axes. And here we can see in some place we have the preview. So also the preview is just working. You can see here the preview is only one thing. And that's the big difference between the other. Oh, we are on a soft limit, okay. We're on soft limit from this axis. Yeah. You see here, it can't go any further. So we are in the wrong place. So if we go in this situation, we can also come out of this situation, because we can change to joint mode and can move one joint only. We see joint 3 is on maximum, so we go back. See, I'm now moving only one joint. And let's put all in the 0 direction in the middle. We go also with this one in the middle. And we need joint 1 to plus. And you see we are again out of the place where we have been. So that's in very short. What is still to do? Still to do is to make some settings in the settings page, like the colors of the sliders and the velocity, the increments. You can code how many do you want one increment to be if you push just one time the button. This is also default is from min to max divided by 100 is the increment per push button. And maybe some other stuff. The most important is to make all the documentation. For all who are very interested and want to change, please, you know the code 1, 2, 3, and if you look at HAL show, you will see that pin names from gmoccapy has changed. So if before you had, for example, a pin gmoccapy jog increment 0, now you have to write gmoccapy dot jog increment 0. Same happened with jog velocity or something like this. You will see that I tried to handle them in groups the jog pins. So also HAL button. Before it was only HAL button, horizontal button minus 0, and now is gmoccapy dot h button dot button 0. So please be aware that you have to change some HAL stuff. It's not very difficult. Just look here in HAL show and you will see how the names are, how the buttons are, how the pins are named now. And for the speed controls, there's a new widgets. You will find also a decrease and an increase pin. That's this ones. You can put hardware buttons to move the sliders. Here, this is decrease button and this is increase button, and these are connected to HAL pins. And if you connect them, you will see that the buttons can disappear, so you have more place and the buttons are not anymore there. Okay, I hope you like it. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have any problems, or also if you need some special stuff, or you want things to be a little bit different. I can try to make your wishes happen. Okay, thanks. See you next.